So I know these problems can be a little tricky, so I thought I'd work through a few of them here. Might help you out if you're working on these over the weekend. I will definitely answer more questions in class, but I thought it might help to talk about them. So I'm going to walk through these first three. If you see, so basically you plug in 0, just like we always do. We get 0 in the denominator, undefined, so we need to do something. Typically your next move is to factor. This won't factor. If you see these square roots like this is a sign to you that your next move is to multiply by the conjugate. The conjugate is the opposite. See how that's a minus root 7? I'm going plus root 7. And I have to do it to the numerator and the denominator in order to keep it equivalent. Now, I'm going to do a little rewrite. It's going to look like this. My denominator, I'm not going to multiply this out. I'm going to leave it like this, and you'll see why. My numerator, I'm thinking FOIL, where these are my first outside, inside, last. My first is going to turn into just x plus 7 when I multiply these two here. My outside insides will cancel. That's what happens when you multiply by a conjugate. If I multiply this, I'm going to get a plus root 7 times root x plus 7. And then when I do the inside, I get minus. They drop out. So really all I have is a first and a last. So now when I multiply the lasts, I get minus 7. Square roots drop. These cancel. Leaves me with just an x. That cancels with that. That's why I left the denominator. And now I plug in 0. 0 plus 7 is 7. Root 7 plus root 7 is 1 over 2. Root 7. Done. Okay. Number 2. This one's nice. Just plug it in. Plug it in, we get an answer, and we're done. This one here, when we have a complex fraction, a fraction over a fraction, we need to do some combining. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to just look at the numerator, this guy right here. I'm going to simplify that. So I'm going to get a common denominator, and I'm going to multiply my numerators here, or by the missing terms. So basically it kind of looks like this. This gets multiplied by 3. I've got a minus, and then this 1 gets multiplied by x plus 3. And if I do some simplifying, I distribute my negative, I get a minus x. I get a minus 3, which means those will cancel. So it leaves me with a negative x over 3x plus 3. All right, so now let's go back to the problem here. This is the limit as x goes to 0 of that all over x, this guy right here. Now when we have a fraction over a fraction, we want to think about this like that. And when we divide, we're really multiplying by the reciprocal. So really I can rewrite this as a multiplication problem, and now I'm going to flip this. 1 over x. So it's division, I can rewrite as multiplication. And the nice thing about this is that my x's cancel. And now I can plug in a 0. And I get 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And this leaves me with a negative 1 over 9. And we're done. Those are the first 3. There's a bunch more. Practice. Shoot me an email if you need help. You can ask me tomorrow in class too.